all, I just wanted to say welcome to the Troy Montgomery campus. My name is Lance Tatum. I serve as the campus vice chancellor for here in Montgomery. I also wanted to just make a couple of introductions, special welcomes. With us today we have Mr. Walter Gavan, who is the senior vice chancellor for advancement and economic development. We also have senior vice chancellor Dr. Earl Ingram, who serves as our academic affairs leader. We have Dr. Stephen Taylor, who serves as the dean for our College of Arts and Sciences, and then Dr. Jim Nathan, who is the executive director of the Alabama World Affairs Council. For more than 60 years, Troy Montgomery has been an active partner in the river region. First, with our partners at Maxwell and Gunter Air Force bases, and then in downtown Montgomery. Troy University has been, for those 6 years, providing educational opportunities for the citizens of Central Alabama. And today marks another important step in Troy's continued involvement and support of the Montgomery community. The partnership today matches well with our vision of more broadly expanding and involving the Montgomery campus, and we are excited about today's announcement and the future activities that will be brought to the Troy Montgomery campus with our friends at the Alabama World Affairs Council. At this time, it's going to be my pleasure to introduce Dr. Grant Hammond. He is the president of the Alabama World Affairs Council, to come forward for remarks, and then he will be followed by Dr. Jack Hawkins, Jr., Chancellor of Troy University. Dr. Hammond.
Thank you, Lance. It's our pleasure to join with Troy University in this new endeavor. It's an opportunity for two different educational organizations to join forces in order to widen the array of information, not only about the world coming to Alabama, but to educate the world about Alabama. In doing this, it's a natural affinity of a civic community-based organization and an educational organization. There are some 97 World Affairs Councils all over the United States with several thousand members, ranging in size from as few as 20 to 2,500. We in the river region are somewhere in the region of about 400 to 500 total members, and this is an opportunity to reinvigorate what we do, expand our membership and outreach, and to join forces with Troy in the process. A great many of the World Affairs Councils nationwide are affiliated with universities. The Charlotte World Affairs Council is affiliated with UNC Charlotte. The Atlanta World Affairs Council is affiliated with Georgia State. And it seems like a natural relationship, a marriage made in heaven, if you will, that the World Affairs Council in Alabama and Troy University Montgomery join forces as the venue for many of our programs, and that we join forces with Troy University, Alabama's international university, to reach out to the state through a variety of programs we hope to offer in the future. So we're quite excited about this and look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. Dr. Hawkins?
Thank you, Dr. Hammond, and thank you, Dr. Nathan, for staying the course. I think it was 25 years ago when I met Dr. Nathan, and he was guiding well the affairs of the Alabama World Affairs Council. And I commend you for your longevity and your service. And I join my colleagues in saying we look forward to this partnership. And it's a significant step, I know, for us as we have embarked upon and have literally evolved to, as you refer to, Alabama's International University. The philosophical framework for that was built on the premise that if you understand, then you can appreciate, and then you can build relationships. And we see our relationship with the Alabama World Affairs Council is holding much promise for all of our students and the citizens, not only of the river region, but throughout the state of Alabama. It's exciting to think that already there are 400 to 500 members. And if we do our part, we will see that number increase. And so that'll be our commitment to you. I want to thank General Gavan for his leadership in helping pull all this to this point. I thank Dr. Tatum in finding space that can be made available for the purpose of operations, and I thank Drs. Ingram and Taylor for their commitment to making sure that this is integrated, woven well into the curriculum and into the structure of Troy University. It's exciting when I think back over these years and I reflect on 1989 when we had 40 international students, and today how the world has changed, and we enroll students from 76 different countries. And one day I asked our staff, how many languages would you hear if you walked across campus in a given day? They did some very scientific research and came back and told me that on any given day you would hear well more than 85 different languages spoken in Troy. That was somewhat of a transformation from what we used to be. It literally is the world of the future. And I think as we come together, and it's almost an oxymoron to suggest that you're smaller as you grow. Nevertheless, I think we are. I think Tom Friedman said it best in his when the world is flat, when he talked about us coming together through technology and through the economies of the world and into a position where we best know each other. And I think about China, where Dr. Ingram and I were for graduation in June. And when you think about that country and the fact that with 400 million people studying English there today, in short order, the world's largest English-speaking country will be China. And so the world is changing. We want to change with it, and that's why we have embraced the concept of becoming an element of the global village. As we have brought students from around the world into that global village, we've also not overlooked our responsibility for planting our flag outside the country, both in service to the military and in service to the civilian community. And so today, we're largely, unlike the 1970s and 80s when we were largely in Europe, today we're largely in the Pacific, in countries such as Korea and Japan, Malaysia, Vietnam, where Dr. Ingram just returned from last week, where we had graduation in Vietnam. So the world is changing, and we want to change with it. We think one very important vehicle will be for us to support your efforts and to become one in the Alabama World Affairs Council. So we thank you for the opportunity to serve, and we look forward to the partnership and to doing our part to continue to build upon the great success that you've experienced over the years. So thank you so much.
At this time, we'll ask Dr. Hammonds and Dr. Hawkins to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between these two organizations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I think this is another growth step for both the Alabama World Affairs Council and for Troy University. As we have evolved and as we worked hard to bring the world to Alabama and also carry Alabama to the world, we've realized that life is about relationships, and you can do far more in partnership than you can do alone. I think the partnership that we now have with the Alabama World Affairs Council not only will serve Troy University very well, but I think it'll serve the council, its members, and its future members, which will increasingly include students. We want our students to be mindful and sensitive to the cultures of the world. We want them to be globally competitive, and to be globally competitive, I think you need to be globally aware. And so this is just part of the educational process for our students, but all of us will benefit. I think the recognition that alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. I think it was that recognition that made all of us realize that the key to better utilizing our resources would be partnership, a way that we can take advantage of the good work of each other. Alabama World Affairs Council has for years brought in great speakers. We are bringing in great speakers. Why shouldn't we dovetail that so more people will have access and more people will benefit from that intelligence we're able to bring into this state? As we do that, and Alabama is becoming more global every day. If you look at some of the major corporations that now are located here, we're in a world economy, we're in a global economy, and we think not only will there be benefits to our students in the social sciences, for example, and international relations, but there will be many benefits for students in global business, for example. And so this is not just a very singular approach. This is a broad approach that I think represents a win-win for everybody. I think there's nothing better than personal contact. It reduces it to an understandable level. Life is about relationships. We form relationships through that sort of interaction, and I think it adds relevance, and that's what we want. Too often in Alabama, we have had to experience things from afar. This allows us to bring things close and up front, and it allows our students, our citizens, our members to have that contact with great people. And once that your mind is expanded, it never returns to its former shape. So I think those relationships help us grow as individuals, and there's nothing better than looking someone in the eye and having a conversation.